stress is the root cause of all ailments, all ailments. So by large, in simple words, if I have to say, first of all, diabetes is not a disease, it's a lifestyle ailment. And today also the mindset is for anything, whether it is cold, whether it is cough, whether it is fever, whether it is this medicine, this syrup, this injection is going to cure me, heal me. That's a mindset. So we need to change from there. And the thought process should be like, how do I heal myself naturally? That should be the thought process.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to one more awesome episode of the Achievers Club podcast show. And in this particular episode, we have one more awesome guest named Rupa Bannur ma'am. And in this particular episode, we have actually dived deeper into how we can actually get out of the zone of being diabetes person. And along with that, although that was the actual topic which we were about to discuss, but we also dive deeper into every other aspect of health so that you can actually improve your lifestyle. And what are the most foundational things, what are the most foundational thought processes which you have to keep in mind so that you can actually improve your life, improve your health, and ultimately, let's assume if you are facing any of the health issues, how you can get out of it. Or if you are a person who is actually healthy, then how you can improve your lifestyle so that you are being on the track of being healthy and you don't attract any kind of diseases, or you don't consume any kind of medicines or any kind of ointments or any other thing as well. So please do make sure that you watch this particular episode with at least one friend of yours, and please do make sure that you take full notes so that you can understand that why health is very important and how you can actually heal yourself, how you can be the person who is not attracting any kind of diseases in your life and living the best life possible just with the help of your thought process and just with the help of mindset. So please do make sure that you watch this particular episode till the end, take full notes and enjoy this particular episode. Rupa Bannur ma'am, thank you so much for being on our podcast show. It's an honor for me that finally we are doing this podcast, and I'm super excited and a bit nervous at the same time because this is for the very first time I'm going to discuss something about health and wellness at the same time. So first of all, how are you doing?
Thank you so much, Sahil, for inviting me. I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. And finally, in this podcast, we are going to discuss a lot about health part. And as you are a specialist into diabetes reversal, so we are going to discuss about that topic, because I feel that post-COVID nowadays, like people are getting more aware about their own health. And even though people are getting some health issues, but now they are taking more precautions. And do you feel the same?
Yes, I feel the same. And definitely there is a shift in the mindset, and everybody is like, yes, I have to focus more on health. And it's a good thing, something hit, something major hit, and then suddenly there is awareness everywhere, and people are serious a little bit about the health and wellness, which is a positive side of COVID. Actually, the good side of COVID. That's how I look at it. Yes, it is happening. Yes.
That's great. So for the very new audience, who is Rupa Bannur? So can you just introduce yourself, maybe in a short, that what you do and what your community is all about? And you're an author as well, so maybe you can describe a bit. Then we will shift back to the questions which we are going to have in this podcast.
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Rupa Bannur. I'm a IT professional turned wellness coach, and I'm into healing. And this is my journey. Many years ago, more than 30 years ago, as a young, about 22, 23 years old, I started falling sick. And as a kid, I was always good overall, super healthy, good in sports, good in studies, good in extracurricular activities, everything. Oh, I don't know what happened then. I was newly married. We moved to Delhi, and I started falling sick. And I mean, it was always some of the other antibiotics, and I was in and out of hospital. And this started, and I started becoming weaker and weaker, and lost a lot of weight. And no doctor could really pinpoint and identify what exactly was the challenge. And then the shocking news came to us that my large intestine, there's a big blockage, and that's the reason I'm getting frequent severe pain, and I'm not able to eat anything, drink anything. And one fine day, I was admitted in the hospital, and not even water was passing through my system. And doctor had given us 48 hours, time that within 48 hours, if the blockage doesn't open up, I had to undergo a major large intestine surgery, a huge, very complicated surgery. Luckily, thank God, surgery was averted. Slowly, my blockages were start opening up, and I was put on a year-long medication. That's when probably subconscious level my journey has started, where anywhere, everywhere, HEALT, health, wellness, this word I see, I started reading, researching. Eki Laksha, only one goal. I have to be healthy. I have to be healthy. I have to be healthy. And any program in TV, those days, I'm from Doordarshan days, and watching Doordarshan, anything about health, okay, I have to sit and watch. So I like that. I started reading hundreds of books, articles, news, and various courses, and this is how my journey started. And before pandemic, I was going 3 places. I'm from Bengaluru, 2, 3 places to heal people without any medicine. And of course, what I have learned, traditional acupuncture or the traditional acutouch healing, that's without any medicine. Similarly, I have gained knowledge about sound healing, chakra healing, EFT, you name it. Anything heals without medicine. My curiosity grows and I keep learning, keep learning. And I was healing and amazing results, testimonials of my students, my beneficiaries. But then deep inside that calling started that, yes, I'm doing, I'm helping, I'm impacting so many lives. But now I want to reach out to lakhs and lakhs of people across the globe. Because so many people are on medicine, unwanted medication, this medicine, long term, lifetime medicine, all that I know. I'm hearing this. That's when I met my mentor, my guru, Siddharth Rashekar, and my online healing hub is being born. And now I'm on a mission to help 100,000 people on this planet to stay healthy without any medicine using AcuSound healing. Become your own doctor. Learn how to heal yourself naturally. Sitting from the comfort of your home is my mission. I'm an author of the book 3 Secrets to Reverse Diabetes. That's my book. It's Amazon #1 bestseller book. And though I've covered focused on diabetes, type 2 diabetes, I highly recommend everyone to grab a copy because it covers overall 360 degrees health. That's my journey. In short, yes.
So it's a great introduction, and honestly, your aura, although we are right now in virtual, but still I'm able to experience that coolness and calmness, because I've observed this thing in all the healers, is that while they are speaking, even though through their statements they are having that calmness inside them. So you are one of the inspiration for me as well, because of being cool and calm. So how do we remain cool and calm for rest of our life? So that's what I'm able to learn so far from you. But as you mentioned about like being healthy, and you were learning about what health is all about, what wellness is all about. So before jumping into the diabetes part of this podcast, what is healthy actually meant about? Because I feel that definition of healthy differs from person to person, or maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what an ideal health or healthy person is all about.
Right. Now, a simple definition is healthy mind, healthy body.
Okay.
When my quest for being healthy, many years I spent, and so many books, articles I read, but I always got bits and pieces of information. Some days I was only focusing on food. First thought process is food, and then next thought process is exercise. Yes, these two are very important. But after many years, at a very later stage of my life, understood it was actually the mind. Was the mind. Everything is energy. The way I'm talking, the way you're responding, the way we are discussing. So once I understood how to manage my mind, how to take care of my mind, I cracked the code. Because otherwise, for everything, because from an IT professional, high profile IT, I was based out in Europe and working in a top IT company, and the stress levels to manage home, my kid, my husband was also into IT and we used to travel a lot. So always I was like, okay, I have to do exercise, which I was doing, and then eat well, but nothing about the mind. So when I met the right mentors and the right gurus, then when I started working on my mind, I started meditating regularly. That is when there was a shift in my energy. I also read about high achievers, about Bill Gates, about A.R. Rahman, about Dhoni, about Kohli. One pattern I saw in all of them is they meditate regularly. So it is the mind you understand first and how it is. And any challenge, you first work on your mind. It is the energy. Everything is energy. Once you learn how to tap that energy, you win the game.
That's great. So it's like to be healthy, first we have to keep our mind, our thoughts, and like in a positive sense, in a healthy way. And we can do it through meditation. We can do it by being cool and calm. And being cool and calm can also be done with the help of meditation itself. And along with that, we can also improve our aura and energy. And ultimately, everything what we are experiencing, that's all about energy. What we are speaking, what we are doing. So it's all about energy. And how do we raise that? That's important, and that can determine how healthy can we become.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, that's great. So
My-
now
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
go for it.
So always be mindful. And I also felt when I learned all these techniques, I felt that why did I not learn in my school days, in my college days, in beginning of my career already? Because in school, college, and school and college, graduation and all, the focus is physics photo, maths photo, English photo, get 100 out of 100 in maths. That's the focus versus how to take care of our mind and body. I think we don't learn this. And I strongly, strongly, and highly recommend everyone that first thing you learn that, and then everything anyway, automatically it comes.
That's great. And how do we take care of our health? Like, is it mandatory to go to gym or doing yoga also, or can we do some other practices?
In my coaching, I say do what you love doing.
Okay.
Simple thing, basic is at least get up and go for a walk. Get up and go for a walk. And simple thing, start from, if you're zero, then do simple walking. If you love skipping, you do that. If you love, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? My mother is 72, and morning, evening, she definitely goes for a walk. So and do it in your comfort zone, just slightly push it. If you're doing 5K, go make it 6K, 7K, 8K, keep increasing. Don't be just happy and content with that, but do what makes you happy. If you like running, do running. So it's you, but do something.
That's great. So first we have to keep our mind positive with the help of meditation and other practices, and then we have to also take care of our health, like our physical body, so that our overall body, our overall health remains positive and in the best possible way. So that's a great answer. And now discussing about your expertise, that is diabetes reversal. But before that, because even I am completely unaware that what diabetes is all about and why it occurs. So can you describe like what actually diabetes is all about and why it happens?
Yeah. What happened? First of all, it is not a disease, it's a lifestyle element.
It's a lifestyle?
It's a lifestyle element. It is not a disease. Yeah. And is it reversible? Yes. Is it manageable? Can you manage it very well? Yes. Can you get rid of your medicine? The answers to all this, yes. But today, first and foremost, what I see in my students or my beneficiaries when they have these reports in the hand that sugar levels are high, first thing is the emotions are fear, worry, anxiety. Arre baapre, arre baapre. Oh my God, oh my God. So I tell them, relax. It's okay. It'll come. So that's number one. And a huge respect to all other stream, but somehow they work on the fear factor. I say, okay, it's okay. It's okay. And what is anything, people come to me for allergy, people come to me for asthma, people for thyroid, for skin, for this, and diabetes as well. My healing, our healing system, it's a science, it's acute touch healing or the traditional acupuncture, which without needles. And this is all about balancing the energy. Now, address the root cause is my message, whether it is diabetes, whether it is thyroid, whether it is skin, whether it is PCOD, PCOS, or ladies' health challenges, address the root cause. Now, when I explain to my students, when I make them understand what is the root cause of diabetes, that's when they are much calmer and the reversal starts happening. First, work on their mind and reversal start happening. Small little modification in the food also, which I'm going to discuss maybe later. Small changes they have to do. And my students have this confidence now that, yeah, I'm off medication, I'm confident in my system, my vehicle, my engine can run without this chemical, without this medicine. So always work on the mind and address the root cause. It could be because of insomnia. It could be because of low vitamin D. It could be because of low B12. It could be because of low muscle mass, low protein in the body. It could be because of low gut bacteria. So when I explain to them, these are the root causes, and also milk and milk products. Milk is one of the leading cause of diabetes. Leading cause. And also, what is our lifestyle today? Majority sedentary. The majority of us sit in the AC at home, AC in office, AC everywhere. And that is the reason. So now, and our food habits are the same as last 40, 50 years ago when what our grandparents were eating. So small modifications we have to do in terms of food and the lifestyle, and through the healing what we do is balancing the energy of your mind and the physical body. And they say, okay, alpha cell, beta cell, we don't worry about all this. See, one example I'll give today. Everything there is vitamin A test, blood test, vitamin D, vitamin Z, it's good, we need to know the parameters. But say olden days, thousands of years ago, what people did, they never had diabetes. First of all, what they used to do, they used to go hunt for food, come back, sit in the sun whole day. They were in the sun, and then sleep off. Used to get good sleep. So all you need is good food, vitamin D, and good sleep. 3 basics fundas, and no stress. No stress. Stress is the root cause of all ailments. All ailments. So by large, in simple words, if I have to say, first of all, diabetes is not a disease, it's a lifestyle ailment. And today also the mindset is for anything, whether it is cold, whether it is cough, whether it is fever, whether it is this medicine, this syrup, this injection is going to cure me, heal me. That's a mindset. So we need to change from there. And the thought process should be like, how do I heal myself naturally? That should be the thought process.
That's great. And I think I've been through this misconception that like what a lot of people do mention is that I am having diabetes. So in that, either my sugar levels have got increased or they have got reduced. So what is it all about? Because completely like I'm listening to this podcast, not just as a host, but I'm also I'm also learning from this because I'm completely unaware about all these terms.
Yeah. See, what happens is, I'll tell you one simple example. Say, suppose you're walking, and then you start brisk walking, and then you start light jogging, and then you start running. Will it increase? It will.
Yes.
It will increase, right? It has to. Or your vehicle, a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, you're going on a gear 1, 2, 3, and if there is uphill, we'll pump it up, right? You want to go higher speed. Similarly, whatever food you eat, and the body has to produce, it will have to produce insulin to start digesting and functioning, and we need it. Now, based on our needs, whether we have had a heavy wedding dinner previous night, or light breakfast, or lunch, or dinner, or we were on a fasting day, based on that, it regulates. It doesn't work in isolation. So the pancreas produces insulin as a hormone, and it regulates. Now, what is happening? One of the root cause for diabetes, I'll explain, and you'll have a different perception about diabetes. You know what is one of the root cause for diabetes, Sahil? It is today, if somebody has diabetes, what they say, eat every 2 hours. Otherwise, your sugar level will drop, or it'll happen. But actually, you should eat only when you're hungry. It's simple. One simple rule. This rule, if people follow, already more than 50%, they win the game. Very, very simple rule. Eat only when you're hungry. Because today, what is the trend? You wake up, you have tea and biscuits, and then you have some nuts or fruits, and then you have your breakfast. After breakfast, in my region, there's a tradition. You have again one more cup of tea or coffee, and then lunch, and then evening snacks, and then dinner. And after dinner, maybe milk and turmeric. So on an average, 7, 8 to 9 times people are eating. So our system, if you eat 5 peanuts, 5 groundnuts, or a big Rajasthani thali, our system will going to pump the same amount of insulin. It doesn't know. It doesn't know that it's only 5 groundnut has come inside or the big Rajasthani thali. So when we keep eating, we are literally overloading our system. And next time, we are just sitting. Simple rule, eat only when hungry. Even if it is 10:30 a.m. in the morning, if you're not hungry, observe. Just listen to the signal what body is throwing. Follow that. And already 50% your diabetes will reduce. One, if somebody has, it will reduce.
That's great. And like as you mentioned, like even if we are eating very small amount of food, or even if we are eating that overall thali and all, our body will like remove the same amount of insulin to digest that thing. So what ideally we should follow? Like we should follow small amount of food in, like, let's assume smaller span of time, as you mentioned. Like let's assume if I'm feeling very less hungry, so what should I ideally do? Should I go for what is required for my body, or should I eat, like, let's assume if I'm eating one bowl of salad, let's assume, but at that instance of time my body is mentioning that you only have to eat half. So what should I do? Should I go for half bowl of it, or should I go for the full one?
Okay. Now here the rule is like this. So I'll give another example. Typically between lunch and dinner, we are not hungry, we are thirsty. And we think we are hungry. That's when we start eating and our system get confused. So the best is the first sign of hunger, what ideally you have to do, have a half glass or 1 glass of water.
Okay.
And wait for 10 minutes. If you're still hungry, and you start eating. How much to eat is a very good question. Our system, our body, our stomach size is like, it's like a mixer jar. Eat 2/3. Fill it up to 2/3 and not full, so that it has some space to rotate and digest. That's the rule. And if you have eaten less now, naturally the next meal you are slightly more hungry, and that's all right. That's normal. But so once you follow this rule, on an average, you observe, you'll be only hungry twice or max thrice in a day.
That's true, because even right now I'm having the same lifestyle as you mentioned, like having a lot of cup of teas, coffees, and in between also snacks. So what I'm having, like currently, if I tell you my routine, so when I do wake up, like for the first half an hour, I don't have anything. I don't do anything. I just have a half glass of water, and then I have sessions in the morning. Then I go for a cup of coffee. Then I go for breakfast, and then I do have lunch around. Okay. Is this something like we should have a fixed timing for our lunch or dinner, or can we go for as per our hunger?
Exactly. No fixed timing. There's something like, we look at the clock and say, acha, 8:30, let's have breakfast. Oh,
Yeah.
it's 1:30, let's have lunch. Oh, it's 8:39 p.m. already. Might as well finish up my dinner. But is our system asking for fuel is the question you have to ask.
Because
When do we put a fuel to our vehicle? Only when it is empty, right? The same rule applies here. Feed your system only when it is asking for fuel. And in fact, once you follow this rule, you will not get any health challenges.
Because since last 1.5 years, I'm following this rule. And before that, I was having like fixed timing and other things. Although right now also I'm having fixed timing, but the timings are different. Like previously, I used to have breakfast around 9 a.m. in the morning, and now I'm having around 10:15 to 10:30, somewhere around that. Then the lunch timing, previously it used to be around 12:15, and right now it's somewhere around 1:30 to 2 o'clock, sometimes 2:30 also, as per my hunger. And then at the night, previously we used to have dinner around 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and right now it's somewhere around 10:30. Right. So right now I'm going based on my hunger level, even though everybody at home is screaming like you should have your dinner on time and all those things. But I do mention that I'm not feeling hungry. So whenever I'll feel hungry, I'll go for it. Right. So since
That's
last
a
one and a
good
half
habit.
years,
That's a good habit. That's continue.
Because since last 1.5 years, I'm following this thing. I'm working on my mindset also. That's the one thing which you mentioned as one of the most important aspect. And like touch wood to this, but since last 1.5 years, I've not attracted any kind of disease also. And even through one of the podcast, one of the guests, Swaminathan, we also had one of the podcast. He's also from healing space. So he mentioned that we don't need to be diseased. And I mentioned, okay, that's absolutely all right. But now I'm able to understand why, like, I'm having that maintained lifestyle where I'm not attracting anything bad, or I'm not in that zone of anything like that. And even a stress factor, that is also playing a major role, because till last 1.5 years, I used to have multiple things on my plate. So I used to have like stress. I have to do this work, I have to do that. But right now I'm a bit more organized. So like stress of doing work is there, like positive thing, but not that negative stress which is like disempowering me. So that's also a great thing. And thank you so much for pointing that out. And anything else which you would like to add on this pointer?
Yeah, majority of my students, beneficiaries, when they join me, especially for diabetic and even otherwise, uh, students have weight challenges. Many years. They're really tried so many things and just not even moving, or moved few kilos and again back, again back, again back. So
Mm-hmm.
for everyone, I tell them, work on your mind, work on your mind, work on your mind.
Okay.
Rewiring is first and foremost important. And some of the testimonials, these are some of the testimonials, they're very close to my heart. And when I do one-to-ones, then that literally is actually they open up. So one lady, just I think in her early 40s, and she joined me, and she heard about me and she joined me, and she came to me for diabetes and thyroid. It was now very serious and not even smiling. First session,
Mm-hmm.
second session little bit, and third session slowly she opened up. And 5 years ago she lost her husband, and during pandemic she lost her dearest sister. So
Mm-hmm.
now, because of this emotional trigger, it's a loss. It's, I mean,
Yes.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So that has triggered her spiked her sugar levels. So I spend a lot on counseling and work on her mind, and now her sugar levels are dropped and she's perfectly fine. So it's our emotions affect her, whether it is grief or sad or worry or ego or anxiety. Ego, yes, in a competitive world, it's good, but if it is too much, haven't we met people that you can see, na, ego bhar ke, me, I, there. Continuously you can see, you can hear this. So in this case, then there is a certain pattern. They will get certain health challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And my mission is to also teach Acutouch healing, a traditional acupuncture. It's a 5,000 euro life science. Har ghar mein healer, har ghar mein healing is my mission.
Mm-hmm.
And this science, lot of my students upgrade to this and they want to learn deeper. And what they understand is it is all the emotions, emotions, emotions. Also,
Mm-hmm.
what is one of the reason one could be taking 20 medicines per day, 20, still they will not get healed because they are carrying past memories, past traumas. Something happened. Something happened in the childhood. Something happened 50 years ago. Something happened 40 years ago. Somebody said something. Somebody did something. So they're carrying this baggage. Like so many years. And that is something then which is not, in fact, they're stuck in the health, stuck in the career, stuck in the relationship, stuck in money, all areas. So once I coach them, I give them techniques to come out of this. That's when slowly this, the dropping the baggages, and then they lead towards the healing path. So
Mm-hmm.
my course, it's a 4-week course where it's also one of my very close to my heart, where I teach the science. And when I got to first, I was introduced, and me being a science student, I'm a very curious. Our healer used to come to the apartment and society and just touching, and somebody's sugar level is dropping. My neighbor auntie is 23 long years old, psoriasis of the skin. She got better. And I got so curious. Then it was a year-long diploma course I've done. It was amazing, amazing. Sahil, many years ago, I'm a person, and for me, like, acha, tomorrow I have a presentation, so let me get better. That thought process I had, and quickly pop one paracetamol, another, and third one for something for body pain. From there, to this journey, thanks to the universe, my gurus, mentors, I am away from all those. And I said, I don't want this negative energy also in my house. No, no more stock. Otherwise, everywhere I used to carry in my purse as well, just in case I need. That was me. And now it's complete. And why do people get cold cough fever? I'm going to ask this simple question. What is cold cough fever according to you?
Maybe it's because of bad weather or maybe something like that.
Yeah. So we blame it on the weather, blame it on the city.
Mhm.
From Bangalore, and people blame it on the city, and then we blame it on. I was traveling in the bus, and somebody in the last seat was coughing and sneezing, and that's why I got cold cough fever. Or my colleague sit in the office, he or she was sneezing, coughing, and that's why I got. No, if your immunity is so strong, nothing will happen. I trek a lot, and I was in the Himalayas last year in the high altitude trekking, and in the snow, nothing happened to me. And similarly, put me in desert, nothing will happen. Put me in water, nothing will happen if your immunity is so strong. And
Okay.
I got the code because earlier I was getting what you said exactly, right?
Mhm.
Change, I used to get cold cold. This change, but then I didn't know how the system is working. You don't get cold cough fever because of weather change or change of the city or anything. It is the accumulation of toxins in our system.
Okay.
So years and a few years, few weeks, few months, something you're eaten, you have applied on your skin, and you are inhaling some toxin, and some toxins in the mind. These are the
Mm.
four factors. And simple cold is actually, as per our science, our healing process. What I do is everything scientific, and it is good sign. All the toxins are coming out, but then what we do? Quickly we pop on medicine. Our
Mm.
mindset is like, I got cold. We start, I'm sick. This is what we say also. But our internal doctor, amazing doctor, is working perfect and removing the toxins out and healing us actually
Mhm.
and making us even stronger. And see the process, natural processes throw the toxins out. And when we take a medicine, toxins get inside our system.
Inside.
So
Mm.
we accumulate more toxins. So our science, acute touch healing, traditional acupuncture without needles is whether simple cold or cancer or thyroid or cyst or diabetes or this, everything, kidney stone, gallstone is due to accumulation of toxins in our body. Years and years and years of toxins. Recently, somebody has reached out to me for a gallstone. It doesn't happen overnight, right? It has happened because many years something have been eaten, drinking, and our skin, we absorb directly whatever is applied to the skin. We are absorbing right from a toothpaste or soap or shampoo or everything we use. You have to be very careful because our skin absorbs it and all the toxins enters the system, and long term it creates accumulation of toxins in the body.
So, which means like, first of all, like our immunity has to be strong. And if our immunity is strong, no matter what the weather is all about, no matter what the other circumstances are all about, we are not going to get attracted with any kind of diseases, whether it is cold, cough, or fever, or anything else. And second comes like whatever we are eating, whatever we are applying on our body, and whatever we are using on a day-to-day basis, like toothpaste, brush, like soap, and other things also, shampoo. So those are also affecting. So we have to be careful about what are the things which we are applying on our body also, because
Yeah.
ultimately those are getting into our body. So if it's like a positive thing, so that's very good. If not, then it is getting in the form of toxins, and ultimately in future it is going to affect us, and it is going to come up in the form of any kind of disease or any kind of lifestyle ailments, as you mentioned.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
So that's great. And although we were about to discuss about diabetes, but right now I'm getting more interested about health itself. So can you discuss a bit more about what are the different misconceptions which people have? Because even I feel like I was having some misconceptions which I already got broken out. Like we are having cold cough because of fever, like because of bad weather and all. So what are other misconceptions which you have observed or which you have been through so far?
Yeah. It's also like, say, any skin ailment. A mother has put her 18-year-old daughter into my course because she gets a lot of acne on the face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are these? Again, toxins. Toxins.
Okay.
And why do we get this? Because we eat packed and processed food, and low vitamin D, low B12, low gut bacteria. So earlier, say, look at my hand, 50
Mm-hmm.
years ago, this was the size of our overall bacteria, is what we need for a system through various
Mm-hmm.
sources. And now it has become this much because of everything is coming in packet.
True.
Also, one of the reason for diabetes. Also, one of the reason for IBS. I get a lot of cases with irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. And once this whole there's a mismatch. We need so much and we have only so much.
Mm-hmm.
The mismatch. And then our food, what we are eating. If somebody has a skin ailment, what is the mindset? What is the thought process? What do they do? Quickly rush. Then they get consultation and they apply steroid creams for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. The solution is steroid cream, steroid cream, steroid lotion. Our system, our science say work on the internal system. अंदर क्या हो रहा है? What is happening inside? What is the root cause? Yeah. If somebody has skin ailments, their digestion is not good. Their sleeping pattern is not good. The food habits are not good. So I work on all this and then they get the results.
So I'm able to take my things also, because previously I was having pimples and now I also had acne, and that was just because of packaged food and eating from like a lot of new restaurants and other things. I used to eat a lot of fast food recently, like till last year in November month or December. I used to have a lot of fast food also, and then not having proper sleep. So now I was able to observe. But definitely, as you mentioned, like we have to work upon our internal self. But thankfully, before this podcast itself, I've started working on it, and my acne has started getting reduced, and now it's going like crazy. Like it's going down, and right
And
now I've also checked through like dermatologist also. She's my sister, and she has checked all the things. So now she's mentioning like it is going down and down ultimately. So once you are being disciplined with the healthy part of your lifestyle, you focus on the food which you are intaking, ultimately your skin problems are also going to get reduced, and they are getting reduced. So thank you so much for pointing that out. And
yes,
any other things?
you can become a young generation. You look pretty young to me, so become a role model to the young generation who are all into all the bad habits. And so finally, net, it boils down to just simple: go back to what you grew up eating with, what your grandparents grew up eating with.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody asks what to eat. What That's the first question I always get. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
happy to share. Nothing major. You don't have to go to moon, Mars, grow something, come back. No, nothing. Just stay there where you are. Eat what you grew up eating with. Eat your regional, seasonal fruits and vegetables. I grew up eating jowar roti and brinjal sabzi and shengdana chutney and all. So I love it and I regularly eat that because that's how our whole system is done. Because my parents ate that, my grandparents ate that.
Mm-hmm.
When once you also the reason is you have to eat maximum 150 kilometers radius fruit
Okay.
vegetables because something which is coming that far away means they will spray some chemicals on it, antifungal, anti this, anti that, so that it stays fresh and you are going to consume it. So
Mm.
I started researching, reading about all this, understood knowingly, unknowingly, so many ways, so many forms we are either eating or applying on our skin or inhaling.
Mm.
So many chemicals. A simple toothpaste has SLS and lauric acid, and these are harmful toxic chemicals. And lauric acid is one of the chemical reason for thyroid. And then the majority of the ladies who come to me have thyroid. And if they are on this medication and if the child is born, the chances that the child is going to have autistic kid is also more. So there is a chain reaction. One simple chemical. And toothpaste is a thing which you are using every single day, right? So
Mm.
attention So now in my house, whatever chemicals I was using knowingly, unknowingly, 85% are all gone, phased it out, everything natural, everything natural. As
Mhm.
as a kid, I'm from Doordarshan days and I'm that generation. So as kid, I think we all used shikakai and soap nut to wash hair.
Yes.
So go back to that. Hair color contains way too many chemicals. Avoid, avoid, avoid. And like that, just go around the house, look at every corner, check every label, get into the habit. See, we do research for so many things. Google this, Google that, YouTube this. Why not Google also for every single product we are buying, everything which is in the packet, and read the if all these numbers E1008, E506, all these are chemicals, emulsifiers. So in my house, we do not buy biscuits, or if at all, it's very rare now because
Mhm.
biscuit contains chemicals.
Yes, and even this is what I've learned through one of the like influencers. Even he has studied a lot into this. I think he has done masters also and doctorate into this. I don't remember the actual name of that person, but what he mentioned that any of the packaged food you get from the like outside world, whether it is like let's assume coffee pack or anything also like ketchup or anything, on the front side they do marketing, but on the back side they do mention the reality. So you
Mhm.
have to check the reality first. And as you mentioned about biscuits also, so I would like to mention like I definitely know that you might be known about this reality that the biscuits are having much more sugar levels as compared to the chocolates, right? So that is why even I have stopped eating biscuits, although I usually don't prefer biscuits or even chocolates also. And as you mentioned about gut bacteria and other things, this is what I learned through one of the podcasts. Is that he was also like. I don't remember the actual designation of that person, but he's specifically focusing on gut bacteria and all. So he mentioned that whenever we are eating, let's assume right now my stomach is completely empty. Like let's assume I've just now waken up or I've not eaten anything for a few hours, and if I'm eating anything completely like sweet, so what is happening is it is going into my body, it is going into my stomach, and till small intestine it is reaching, but small intestine is completely swallowing that sweetening thing, and it is not reaching till large intestine. But what happens is our mind does not know, like our large intestine does not know that the food has not reached the large intestine, so they do secrete the hormones, and ultimately if the food is not reaching there, then it will start eating our internal intestine and other bacteria also. This is what
Oh,
we learned, and that is why like what they do mention is that whenever we are eating sweet, what we should do is first we have to eat something before that. It could be like salad, it could be food also. After that, go for chocolates or anything. And
mm,
then what we can do is one was that, and second is that what a lot of people do is they go for fast food and other things. So preferably what we can do is like we can't directly go from eating fast food, let's assume twice or thrice in a week, to completely zero. So what I learned is that first we can have a bowl of salad which can reduce the like which can maintain the hormones in our body, and then once we go for fast food it will not react, it will
ah,
not react much.
it will
So
not.
that's what I also
Okay,
learned.
okay. Slightly balance it out.
Yes.
And I highly recommend everyone that eat home for cooked food to
Mhm.
same.
Yes, because since last 3 weeks I'm doing this, and honestly, I'm not facing any kind of skin problems. I'm not having any problems, and even I've also started doing meditation. So I'm working on my mind. I'm working on my body also. I'm working on what I'm ingesting inside and what I'm applying on my bodies also. Usually I don't apply anything, not even sunscreen, not even anything. And even this is what I've learned is that nowadays people are also having problems like vitamin D, which comes through sunlight. Is that people usually like nowadays are not moving into sunlight, they're not going out, like even kids are not going out for playing, and even if they're going out they're applying sunscreen. So
No,
ultimately vitamin D they have deficiency of it. So even that is why I usually avoid, like honestly till date I might have applied once or twice because I don't even feel good by applying those, and I don't know what the reason is, but I do avoid that.
only advertise. See, I'm from North Karnataka, and summer holidays we used to go to my grandparents' place, and 40-45 degree temperature. We played when kids. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
happened to us. So
Mm-hmm.
nothing will happen. Go ahead and play in sun. Nothing will happen. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, please go in the sun.
Yes.
That's what has happened to come. 9 out of 10 have In Indian 9 out of 10 are having vitamin D deficiency, and that is also the reason for diabetes, reason for thyroid, reason for skin, reason for gut health, and reason for insomnia, reason for A, B, C, D, Z. So every night of good sleep, we heal ourselves. When my
Yes.
students come to me, I coach and train a lot on work on the sleep pattern. It is not the quality of the sleep; it's the quantity. So
Quantity.
it's the quantity.
And
Uh,
how many hours?
Sorry, the other way. It's not the quantity; it's the quality. So if
Okay.
you're sleeping only 4 or 5 hours, perfectly fine, as long as you feel fresh and jumping up and down in the morning. Because majority has sleep issues, and it could be stress, it could be watching too much digital, like that. So I have nice tips and solutions for that. I would like to share one tip to all the um, the, as I said, though I focus my book on diabetes, though I work a lot on diabetes, but I believe health is 360 degrees. It's a sleep, good appetite, positive thoughts, good hunger, good everything together is good sleep, good health. What you have to do if you're really, really struggling very, very hard to get good sleep, a lot of people do. I read one report that 97%, 97% Indians are sleep deprived. That was a shocking number when I read. And the other report is 101 million Indians are diabetic. That's another shocking report. So, one first and foremost rule is completely stop tea and coffee if possible, or at least 10 hours before sleep, you stop tea and coffee. 10 hours.
10 hours before, okay.
10 hours. And 2 hours before sleep, again, if you are hungry, have good dinner. Because a lot of people today, they are dieting, they want to look like some actresses. And in this chakkar, what is happening is they're not eating well. So your food should be good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, bit of carbs, and some fat we need. Only then we get good sleep. And 1 hour before sleep, avoid water. Have a small portion, but not too much water. And then if you're really struggling, you share this with everyone you know. You might be really helping them to come out of this. And popping sleeping pills is not a solution at all. Yeah. Here is the steps of the ritual. So what do you do? I'm used to it. I've trained my system, but if you're not, you can have lukewarm water to start with, bath before sleep. 10 minutes before sleep, have lukewarm water bath. If you can tolerate, if you can train your system, and if it is summer, then you can go ahead and have cold water bath. And you should be sleeping in a slightly cooler room. That means windows sub open karke thoda sa. It should be 1 degree lesser temperature. If it is warm, stuffy room, then you can't sleep well. Yeah, have bath. Then take 2-3 drops of coconut oil and massage your soul. Say, this is my soul. So you massage 20 times both the feet and press random points of your soul.
Okay.
Press points of your soul. And this is my ring finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my ring finger. So just gentle hold like this. Hold like this. They're very powerful points, healing points to balance the energy to get a good sleep. So gentle press, hold 2 minutes on the left and 2 minutes on the right side, right finger. Close your eyes and visualize yourself and say, I sleep like a baby. I sleep like a baby. I sleep like a baby. And you will get good sleep. So follow this simple technique and this will help you.
That's great. Even I'm going to try. Although, like, I'm having a good sound sleep because now I've started doing other practices and I do meditate before sleeping. And as you mentioned about like having like taking a bath, but I don't go for it because I do like you can consider I do wash my face with cold water before going to bed. And as you mentioned about water also, I'll try to avoid because what I usually do is like before going to bed, 5 minutes prior that I do have like half glass of water because it's like maybe it's like my mindset that I should not feel thirsty in my like while I'm sleeping so that I don't get asleep and I don't wake up in like within my sleep time and all. So maybe that's my mindset. And third thing is that Like what I do is right now I'm focusing on my breath, and once we focus on our breath also, ultimately it cools our it cools our overall body, and then we ultimately go to bed also.
So my recommendation about meditation is start at a young age, introduce to your kids at a very young age. When people hear about what meditation, they're like, okay, one has to be at least have a few gray hair to start meditation. That's a misconception. Start at a young age.
That's great.
That's a message, and introduce this to your kids, your grandchildren, and you'll see the difference.
That's great. So I think like meditation itself can heal our overall body right from the top till the bottom, whether it is related to any health issues, whether it is related to any mental health issues, and even about energy, about emotions. I feel that whatever positivity is inside our body, meditation improves it, and whatever negativity is there, it will reduce it. And that's like one-stop solution for anything. And now we have discussed a bit about misconception. We have also discussed about some part of health also. We have discussed about diabetes, although I was willing to take that as the main part of this podcast, but I'm now feeling that like taking the overall health is important. So right now we have discussed a bit about like what diabetes is all about and what are the different health aspects which we have to follow, and we've also discussed about some of the most common misconceptions which people do have, including some of mine. And now getting back to the point which you are mentioning since so long in this podcast is that you're focusing on healing aspect and focusing on the internal self. So can you mention some pointers or some steps or some healing thing which we can also learn right from the basics, and we can achieve the results which you are willing for people to achieve?
Yes, absolutely. And my many years of study and learning, and I have met the best of the best gurus and mentors. I've come up with a system where it's so easy to learn, so easy to implement and get the results. And I believe health is not a destination, it's a journey. You have to keep doing every single day. So the first and the foremost healing modality, it's very, very close to my heart because that was my first formal education. I'm a diploma holder in traditional acupuncture from Bhakti University, and that's without needles. It's a 5,000-year-old life science: water, wood, fire, earth, and air, the Panchabhuta, the five elemental energy. A super healthy person, these are balanced, and in an unhealthy person, there is energy imbalance. So, balancing the energy through the specific points, we balance our energies and we start getting better and better. Of course, along with that, you have to also have a small modification. Look at my finger, my pie chart, only this small portion. You have to make some changes in your food habits to achieve your health goals. And I also coach and train on sound healing, chakra healing, EFT tapping, and Ho'oponopono prayer, power of subconscious mind, power of creativity, power of breath, and so many other healing modalities. I'd like to a little bit explain about sound healing and chakra healing. Both are about how we trap the sound energy. Frequency, future of medicine is going to be medicine of frequencies. Our system, our body, 70% of body is water. Sound healing with the high frequency singing bowl, frequency of grief, shame, guilt, they all vibrate at a very low frequency. Frequency of joy, courage, etc., they vibrate at a very high frequency. So with the high frequency singing pulse, your mind's frequency will uplift and you start becoming better and better. So all the healing modalities, it's working on the mind and the body. And some small portion is the food part. Yes. So these are the modalities, and for anybody, in fact, the youngest I say is 12 plus years, 13 plus years can learn, and 100 plus can also learn. And in fact, my youngest student was 2 months old baby. Mother and child had joined my session. Sound healing and all the healing modalities excellent for pregnant ladies and expecting mothers. One of my students, she was expecting, and I coached and trained her on how to get a normal delivery baby, and she had a normal delivery. So these are all ancient techniques, and there is no magic. These are all scientific and very, very powerful healing techniques.
That's great. And even listening to the results which your students and your clients have got. I feel so much inspired by looking up at the people, and I feel that, as you mentioned, like health, like being healthy, it's not the destination, but that's the journey. And I feel that everybody, once we focus on ourselves, once we focus on our internal self, the results which you mentioned, those are just like stepping stones towards that healthy person, what we are aspiring to become. So that's great. And like we discussed about your book also, but can you give us some more suggestions in terms of books and podcasts, so that, let's assume, as you mentioned, like you're from Doordarshan era, so you used to watch TV and other things. So for, let's assume, for me, for people like me, and for the people, those who are watching this podcast, those who are in this information age and they love reading books or going through the podcast. So what would be your some recommendations, like maybe 2 to 3 books based on health, and maybe if you're listening to any podcast, so you can recommend those also.
Yeah, I would highly recommend everyone to watch Dr. B.M. Hekdeji's podcast
Okay.
and Khader's podcast. Dr. Khader, especially because he's also coaching a lot and have a lot of content and useful information about diabetes. And a book, yes, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, must read. And Quantum Healing by Amit Goswami. So the more I'm into this subject, more deeper I'm into it, I can really correlate and understand. So once you read these books and go through the information they're sharing, you will be amused how our system is so simple. It works beautifully. We have made it complicated, and it's very, very easy to manage our mind and body and function it at 100%. We can do it.
That's great. So even I'm looking forward to read those books and going through those podcasts as well, because right now, after this, like after listening to your answers to the basic questions itself, which I asked during the podcast, I'm also getting more attracted towards how we can be more healthy, rather than just focusing on like how I can achieve this, how we can go through the journey. That is also what I'm feeling, that it's important. And like this is like, right now we have discussed about your professional part, like you are helping people to heal themselves through all those health issues. But right now, I would like to shift the guest to the personal aspect of you. And like, although I'm into money part, so this is like the question which I do ask to all the guests is that, what is the definition of money according to you at a personal level, not at your like your professional level?
At a personal level, yes, money is an energy. It's a good energy. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, money will tell me, it gives me happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Money can buy stuff. I can impact lives. I can donate to NGOs. I can travel. It also gives me that confidence and confidence in the sense that it is for my own, that I have achieved so much. I have grown in my career, and the yardstick is money. Because
Mm-hmm.
when I was working, I'm an IT professional in my corporate career. So every year you get promotion and the percentage of hike, and your everything is because that is money is the yardstick. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. And all the high achievers, I'm sure they have multiple sources of income and multiple ways to earn money, save money, multiply money. It's a good energy. It's a good energy. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing I didn't at a very, I feel I should have learned at a very young age is how to manage my own money. I was
Mm-hmm.
making, was based out in Europe and earning a lot of money, but I didn't know so much. So I think, Sahil, you can now help a lot of people and impact so many lives to generate a lot of income from so many sources, and how to save money and how to, your own money, but how to manage money is something. Yes, it's a very good subject. Another thing I also felt personally is school days, we learned maths, we
Yeah.
learned addition, division, everything, but we didn't learn how to manage money.
That's true.
Uh, it should be taught at a very young age. So, but health and wellness at a very, very young age, about money also at a young age is what I feel. Yeah, I
Mm.
believe.
Yes, and even I was about to ask this question, like if you would go back 30 years back into your life, so what would be the advice? So as you mentioned about like you would give this advice that learn to manage your money and learn to focus on your health, any advice which you would like to give to yourself?
Yeah. Also, before I give advice to everyone and to myself, first and foremost to myself is first focus on you. If you are healthy, only then you can do every health is wealth, according to me. Health is wealth. Only health comes the top most priority. If you are super healthy, you can earn a lot of money. It's everything is your relationship will be good, your growth in your career, your business, everything will happen. So health is wealth. Focus on your health and take care of your health. Because also it's my family's journey. It was year 2001. I lost my father and my younger brother, and it was devastating for us as a family of five, becomes suddenly family of three. And this is also one of the reason why my online healing hub has gone to impact lives, because health is wealth. And that day I said to myself that no family should ever suffer like this. So take care of your health, family's health, stay healthy, stay happy, and don't take everything so seriously.
That's true. And any last advice which you would like to give to the youngsters? Specifically, let's assume if they're in their 20s, like you can take me as the thing, like the students, those who are around the age of 20, 21, like 20, 21, 25, and the people, those who are around their age of 30, they are working and either they are doing their job, they are doing business or entrepreneurship or whatever. So, any advice for those people?
My advice is the same to all. In fact, the younger, the better. The
Mm,
earlier start, the better. Focus first and foremost, focus on your health. Wake up early in the morning. 1 hour, invest in you. We do have
mm,
time. 4 hours. Say, Modi ji is doing yoga, he is doing meditation. If he has time, we also have time. Focus on you, invest in you, and health is wealth. Once it is damaged, it's very difficult to bring it back. People
mm,
maybe 25 plus years they're popping diabetes medicine, 30 years thyroid medication, and then it is affecting. If one person is sick in the family, is not well, it affects the whole family. It affects the whole family. It is going to affect all your areas of your life. Please take care of your health. Health is wealth. Health is wealth.
That's great. And even this is one of the breakthrough which I got is that we should not just focus on our own health, but we should also focus on our environment's health. Because even if let's assume my sister or my brother or whomever is getting affected with some of the issues, ultimately the overall family will have some other issues, some of the other issues, and all the areas of life will not be at its place. And we have to have all things at its place. So that's why health, we have to keep it as the most important thing. So once again, thank you so much, Rupa ma'am, for being on our podcast show. It was an honor. And like honestly, during this podcast, I got, as I mentioned in the initial stage itself, I'm a bit nervous and I'm a bit excited. But right now, I can mention that I'm much more excited to learn about what health is all about. And once again, thank you so much for being on our podcast show. It was an honor that you shared your journey and you shared this experience. And I feel that the audience has also got a lot of value on why health is important and how we can avoid those lifestyle ailments and other things. And once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shahil, for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Once again, thank you so much for watching this particular episode till the end. And I hope that now you are absolutely clear on how you can reverse your diabetes. And along with that, you are absolutely clear about how you can live that lifestyle without attracting any kind of diseases, not just about diabetes, but other health issues as well. How you can overcome all those problems and how you can live the best version of yourself so that you can make the bigger difference into this particular world. And before you leave this particular podcast, please do make sure that in the description section, I've given all the social links for Rupa ma'am's social handles, whether it is Instagram, YouTube, or even other social handles as well. Please do make sure that whatever takeaways you had so far from this particular podcast, make a list of it. You can tag her on Instagram, you can tag me, and definitely we will reshare all your stories. And please do make sure that you share the takeaways on her DM as well so that she can feel that whatever value she has provided into this particular podcast, that was worth her time, efforts, energy, and most importantly, her experience in this beautiful field of health and wellness. And looking forward to see you in upcoming podcasts. But before that, please do make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share this particular episode with at least one friend of yours who is actually suffering from any of the health issues and who is looking forward to heal themselves and live the best version of themselves. And I'll see you in the upcoming podcast with new guests. And if you have any of the guest recommendation or any of the podcast topic recommendation, then feel free to share in the comment section, and I'll see you in the upcoming podcast. Till then, live fully, love openly, and make the difference today. I wish you joy and abundance in all you do.